God bless your friend of faith, and thank you for joining us here on Eternal Friends. I'm your host, Dr. Ludie L. Hoffman. You're going to be absolutely blessed by today's broadcast. After the broadcast, I want you to go over to www.ludiehoffman.com. Let me know you're listening. Leave a praise report or a prayer request, and I'm going to send you a free gift of one of my messages or one of my books just for going over there to www.ludiehoffman.com and letting me know through a prayer request or praise report that you are connecting with this ministry as a partner. Let's get into the Word of God today. You be blessed. You're watching Eternal Friends. I'm your host, Dr. Ludie L. Hoffman.
Welcome to Eternal Friends. And now your host, Dr. Ludie L. Hoffman.
Faith Ministries International. I want you to join me in welcoming our audience all around the world that are tuning in, our partners and friends of faith that are listening by Roku, which is reaching over 70 million, I believe, at this time, and our broadcast reaching about 100 or so thousand. People are tuning in everywhere, and I want you to know that you are absolutely welcome to be a part of what God is doing through this ministry. Give them a big Friends of Faith Ministries International hand clap. And let them know that we love them very much, and we're glad they're tuning in. But get your Bible, y'all. Look at Exodus chapter 2, and we're going to talk about a character today, and this guy's a character. And in Exodus chapter 2, verse 10, and I'm going to be dancing all over Exodus 1 and 2, but I want to pull this out. It says, "And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son." Watch this. "And she called his name Moses." All right? "And she said," this is why she called him that, "because I drew him out of the water." So the name Moses means to draw out, or it means extraction. The name Moses means to draw out, or it means extraction. So I was trying to figure out what is so different about this guy from all these Bible characters that we read about and that we see. And then it dawns on me. Many are called, few are chosen, and that just kept going over in my spirit. And then it dawned on me, many are called, but not many are drawn out. And I say, here's the difference with Moses. This boy was drawn out. It's one thing to call, to proclaim. To call means to name. She named him Moses. She called him Moses. God brought the animals to Adam to see what he would call them. It's another thing to have somebody to reach out in a way that is beyond your control and literally pull you into where they want you to be. And out of all of the various ones, God used different methods to get the attention of men down through the scripture. But there's something about this Moses guy that his life is set up in a way that it seems as if he doesn't even have a choice in what's going on with him. Now, he's a baby. He doesn't know what's going on. There's a Pharaoh that comes on the scene, and, he's working the children of Israel tough. He didn't have the love for Joseph that the others had for him, and now he's working the people of Israel, and now he wants to kill the babies, and they're killing babies, so Moses' mother puts him in a basket. His Hebrew mother puts him in a basket, and he floats, and now he is found by Pharaoh's daughter, and he is drawn. All of this is happening to him without him being able to control anything. And I said, wait a minute now. If you trace his life, this is the story of his life. circumstances keep dictating that Moses go in a certain direction. Oh, you don't have to say anything yet. And some of you are wondering, why is it my life seems to be out of control? Because there are many that God is calling. Bobby, Cindy. But there are some of us that God has already gone past the point of calling you. And he's placed his hand upon your life. And no matter how you try to redirect his plan for you, you're going to find yourself right back in the will of God, because he is no longer calling you. He is now drawing you out. So now wait a minute here. What is the difference with this guy? What is up with Moses? What is up with Moses? Look at Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. I'm going to shout. I already know it. It's working on me. It's working on me. 20 and 16. Just a simple verse. Now, Jesus is given a story of this guy who went out in the morning to hire some workers to go to work in his vineyard. And he hires some guys at one point of the day. They were standing idle. He brought them out and put them to work. Then he went on another time. He brought some people out, put them to work. Then he goes on, and it gets near the end of the day. And it says in verse 8, so when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came, they were hired about the 11th hour. They received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house. It goes on to say, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us. They got concerned because they said, these guys, you just hired them. We've been out here longer than they have been out here. It seems only right that we should make more than they should make. But they forgot something. They forgot some. Verse 12 says, verse 13 says, but he answered, and one of them, and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil because I'm good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many are called, right, but few chosen. And I said, well, what does that have to do with what you're talking about here? He's showing you that he called each one for a specific reason. I'm going to go a little further. And that reason has to do with the will of the master, or the one who is doing, who is making, who is giving out the payroll. It has nothing to do with what it looks like to the other workers, but he chose them because he saw something there that he wanted to use, and he chose them at his own free will. So he says, you don't say anything about who I have chosen, because there were a lot of folk out there, but notice I picked you all out. I decided at the marketplace that even though there may have been others standing around idle, there may have been others that needed a job, I hired you for a reason. And it wasn't for your grape picking ability. But I chose you because I saw something beyond your talent. I chose you because I saw something beyond how you looked on the outside. It had nothing to do with your externals. I saw something in you because I knew what I had put in you. Moses, as a baby, we got to go back and look at him, had absolutely nothing to do with what was happening to him. Look at Exodus chapter 1. I got to get it. I got to get it over here so we can understand it. Can you say amen in this church? You're going to find out that there's a reason why you can't just live like everybody around you lives. It's a reason why your friends can get away with stuff and you always get caught. I wish I had some saints here that understood God. God has already decided that he was going to draw you out when he put you in. When he decided that he was going to put your spirit inside of that body that you're walking around inside of, he already knew he was going to draw out what he put in there when he put it there. It's a reason. We like to think in our generation, because everybody is human. We say this, and I don't want to argue this point right now, but we say that we say everybody's created equal. That's what we say, right? Then we go and treat everybody differently. You know, we do that. Right? Okay. When the fact of the matter is, there are some differences. It's a scientific fact. I know they're going to email me. But it is a natural fact that all things given the same, that a female's brain is a little smaller than a male's brain. All things given the same, the skeletal design is slightly different. Come on, talk to me now. Doesn't mean that you're inferior. It means that God specifically put something there that he needs to use in his creative plan and in his divine will for a specific reason. And we don't need to tamper with that, because we're going to throw off the course of nature. Scientists say that if they say you just watch the bumblebee. I remember when we were growing up, we had plum trees all along the road. Some of y'all don't know anything about that. You could just pick plums, and they call them foot tubs. I mean, just plums. We would just plums. You just go out there with a big T-shirt on and just hold it and just load it with plums. Just come back, you just got plums. And we would go and get them in foot tubs, they call them, and put water in there. And we'd be out there bobbing. Now all that bodily fluid coming out of you, and you just get yours, and then all your cousins, y'all really are in covenant. We had plums and persimmons and apples and pears and blackberries, and if you couldn't wait until they were black, you had red berries, and if you was really greedy, you had green berries, and you couldn't wait till the plums grew. You eat the plums when they were green, and boy, straight home, straight to the throne you go. Yeah. But we had all of those things. But scientists say if you watch the bumblebee, and I brought that up, the fruit trees up, because that's where we met the bumblebee. around those blossoms on that plum tree, boy, you find out, we'll wait till y'all get through. When the bumblebees get through, then we come back. But there were bumblebees everywhere, all in the grass, little flowers in the grass everywhere. Now, you go the whole summer, many of you gone this whole summer and not seen one bumblebee. The scientists say, watch the bumblebee. He's so important to the ecosystem that when the bumblebee disappears, it won't be long before the whole ecosystem collapses, which affects everything in the earth. Every bug, every spider, every fly has an important part for the existence of everything. Is interlocked, and it interchanges and interacts to keep life going on the planet. And when things begin to become extinct, certain things are so important that it affects the health of the planet. Did you hear what I said? God has designed you so specifically that you gotta get in your place. Because you being where God told you to be sets everything in its proper place. I was watching a documentary that was talking about how much animals are like people, and they were just going on with it, and they were showing, how among some animal kingdoms, animal groups, how that, certain animals, when they do certain things like people, and they were trying to show how we're all animals, and you see the animals are like us. Now, here's the deal. God gave man dominion over the animals, so they imitate us. They imitate us. When we start fighting, the animals start fighting. When we attack each other, the animals attack us. They do what we do. We should not be studying them saying that these are our fathers and we should follow them. They're teaching us. No, they're getting this stuff from us.
Bless you, friend of faith. I want to thank you for tuning in to Eternal Friends. I'm your host, Dr. Ludie Hoffman, and I have a very, very special person with me today, my mother, Thelma. It is good to have you here. How are you doing today, Mom?
I'm doing fine, Pastor. It's such a blessing to be on the show here with you today, and totally a surprise. But I would like for all of our viewers out in Roku land to see the video and just see how wonderful it is and how tremendously blessed you can be just by listening to Dr. Hoffman. So he has a wonderful, magnificent way of getting the word out to you and helping you to understand everything. And he's my son. I'm not just saying this because he's my son. He's a wonderful teacher, a marvelous teacher. I can listen to him all day. So we want everybody to be blessed as I am blessed.
Amen. But it's great to have, those words from my mom. That's very encouraging. She said she's not just saying it because I'm her son. I want you all to continue to watch the broadcast. Go over to the website listed on the screen and become a partner with us. Subscribe to Eternal Friends, and let's build the kingdom of God together. You know what, Mom? We're going to get back to the program. Let's go and find out what else God has to say.
Okay.
We should not be imitating animals. They're imitating us. We should not be studying them saying, oh, wow, do you see the way that the fish swims? We should imitate that. That'll teach us. No. Remember, Adam was the first swimmer. You can't have dominion over something that you can't go to. He had dominion over the fish. There wasn't a fish on the planet that could outswim Adam. You're talking about a man with 100% of his brain. They say that we only operate in 5%. Imagine this man with 100%. I don't believe there was a bird that could outfly him, an animal that could outrun him, because there were no limitations imposed upon him except to obey God. And so they say when certain insects and certain animals, when those insects and those animals begin to diminish, you watch it, it won't be long before the whole ecosystem begins to collapse. God shows us in this parable of going into the market that he handpicked. See, many were called. The opportunity was there for everybody. But what was it about these particular men that the owner of the vineyard or the farmer says, I want you? I've been in this business a long time, and even though you may not look like you can do certain things, I know from being in this business that there's something on the inside of you, and I'm after it. God is so intent on getting his man or getting his woman that he chased the apostle Paul down, who was a murderer. Nothing about him seemed like God would be able to use him. But in spite of what he appeared to be, God says, I don't care about your past. I'm about to put you somewhere that everybody's going to know that I, the Lord, am your God. So then he says, you question my goodness? I decide who I'm going to pick. I decide who I'm going to use. Exodus 1 says, now these are the names of the children of Israel, verse 1, which came into Egypt. He wants you to know this stuff. Every man and his household came with Jacob, Reuben and Simeon, Levi and Judah, Issachar and Zebulun and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher, and all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already. They sold him out, but he was ahead of them. I said, when man was selling Joseph out, they didn't realize it was God drawing him out. I took the liberty of looking up the word draw. And they said, well, you should already know what that means. Well, you should too. Now we're even. It means to go up. It means to make to go up or cause to go up. It means to cause to ascend. Lord have mercy. It means, watch this, to pull. To pull. I'm not just calling you. God said, I'm getting ready to pull you. And baby, when God is pulling you, it's no point in you trying to hold on, because everything you try to hold on to is coming with you. When God started pulling Abraham, Lot, anybody that touch, let go. See, in your younger days, God was calling you. He let you run. Bobby, Cindy, he let you run. He told Peter was talking to him. He said, look, Peter, he said, when you were younger, you went where you wanted to go. You got yourself ready to do what you wanted to do. He says, but now in your older days, you're going to go some places you don't want to go, and other folk going to take you there, because I'm going to use them to pull you out. I called you and you've been lagging. I summoned you and you backed up on me. I've been telling you to make the move, but you've been dragging your feet. But now I'm going to pull you out. Moses, he just in a little basket. He just don't know. Somebody said, Dr. Hoffman, that's my life right there. Anybody can relate to that? I just, Lord, you just, what am I doing over here? Other people can just do what they want to do. Come on, girl, you want to go out? You're like, yeah, let's go. And something on this side starts pulling. He said, no, I don't think I'm going tonight. Find out later why you wasn't supposed to be there. All of them got in trouble. It means to pull. It means to bail, B-A-L-E. It means to bail, or watch this, or to pump out. Y'all missing what I'm saying. You better pay attention, because I'm giving you a warning that God is about to flush you out. He's about to flush you out. I'm trying to help you change your mind, because God been allowing you to sit back and do your little calculations and geometry and trigonometry and be philosophical about why you haven't been obeying him. But now the earth is going to tremble beneath your feet. The walls are going to crumble around you. And that urge that you have to get up and run, that's God pulling you. If we're not careful, we'll remain in our comfort zone. What makes me, I've been this way all my life. I'm used to being this way. My mama was like this. Her mama was like this, and this is just the way we are. This is who I am. And God says, no, you don't understand.
I know you've been blessed by today's broadcast. If you want more information on how you can become a partner with Friends of Faith Ministries International or with Eternal Friends, with yours truly, Dr. Ludie L. Hoffman, go to www.ludiehoffman.com, and I want you to subscribe today. Become a partner today. Together we can change the world as we walk in covenant partnership and friendship together as eternal friends of faith. Until next time, you be blessed as we walk together as eternal friends. Yours truly, Dr. Ludie L. Hoffman.